Why am I so awkward? I don't know. Okay. Okay, can y'all get it together? Okay, ready? Ready.
We've all got a light to shine, and this is how I'm shining mine.
Get ready, I can see.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I can't do this today. Okay, we're just gonna skip this whole introduction because obviously I can't. I can't. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Okay. Whew. You guys asked me questions on my Instagram and I am just going to be answering them. Almost forgot. Before I do that, I have dropped another line of this little like clothing, so you can go and check that out in the link that I'll put in the description, and you have 10 days to snag your shirts, and then once those 10 days are up, it's gone. So don't wait too long and you can grab a shirt and shine your light in something that looks pretty cool.
At least in my opinion.
So yeah, grab your shirt and I look forward to seeing you guys repping this little light from all around the world. That is a really cool thought. So go and take care of that. But anyways, moving on now to the Q&A. These are some juicy questions. I'm gonna be spilling some tea today is what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into this and we will see how this goes. Okay, question 1. Would you rather kick it with Amy Roloff or Dr. Jennifer Arnold? That's a good one. So if for those of you who don't know, Amy Roloff stars in the TLC show Little People Big World. And Dr. Jennifer Arnold also stars in a show called The Little Couple, and she's some sort of like really high-end medical doctor, like brilliant woman. But I think I would have to pick Amy Roloff just because I grew up watching that show a lot more, and I think it would be pretty cool to meet her. So I would probably pick her, I guess. Okay, next one. What is something you would say to little D if you could go back in time? I would probably say to my younger self, just like enjoy the ride, because things are going to just blow your mind. You are going to experience life in ways that you will never expected. So just enjoy what you are doing right now and just like enjoy the ride. I've always enjoyed life. I haven't really had a super big problem with that, but I would have definitely liked to have known how cool my life was gonna turn out to be. And so I think I would go back and tell myself that. So that's my answer. Okay, next question. How do you overcome the bad days? The good ones are easy. So basically I pray. Like, I love Jesus, and Jesus has my whole heart, and he helps me out when I have bad days. And I think also something that I've always really believed in is I just believe in hope. And yeah, just, I don't know, just like having a positive outlook, and I just believe in hope. So that's my answer for that. How can I educate my kids about dwarfism? That's a really good question. So I think a lot of times, like, there's really no preparing a child for how to react when they see a person of short stature, especially for the first time. And so I get a lot of kids who will just like blatantly like start laughing, or they'll just, they just stare, like they're trying to figure out what's going on, because they look at me and they see, okay, she's little, but she also looks old.
So what's going on here?
Like, I've been called a little mommy before. I thought that was the funniest thing, because it's just the kid was trying to put together what she was seeing. So I think how you could educate your children about dwarfism is honestly read books. Like, read books about people who are different. There's a ton of kids' books and children's books that talk about kids with disabilities and how to respond to them and how to talk to them, and how we're just like everyone else. We just might look a little different. So honestly, buy your kids those books, read them with them, answer their questions. And then when you see someone like myself on the street and your child has a bit of an outburst, or they're just curious and they're asking questions, most of the time it is okay for you to go up to, say like you saw me in the street, you can 100% come up to me and say, hey, my child is a little bit curious. Can you please explain to me like your difference? And that is so much better than trying to shush your child and like move out of the way and pretend that nothing happened, because it's not like I usually pick up on when people are staring at me and when a parent is trying to like hide their embarrassment. Honestly, just own it and just come up to me and say like, hey, you look different and my child has noticed. Can you please educate them? I have no problem with that. And most people with dwarfism don't have a problem with that either. Okay, this is a really cool one. If you had one day as an average height person, what is something you would do? Well, let me tell you. I would go shopping. Not just because I love clothes and I love shopping, but because I would love just to walk into a store and have things fit. I have never really been able to experience that before, and I think that would be the coolest thing. Like walking into a shoe store and just being like, I love those shoes, I want them. You try them on, they fit, you buy them, it's great. You walk into a clothing store, wow, I love that trench coat. I don't own a trench coat. I'm too small for one. Or I would have to pay hundreds of dollars to get it altered and fixed, when I could just see a trench coat and be like, wow, I want that. And then I could get it. That's what I would do. I would go shopping, and then the second half of my day, I would go to Disneyland. And I wouldn't have to worry about checking my height and seeing if I was tall enough to get on the rides, because I would just be tall enough. Oh, sorry, honey, you can't ride that ride. You're a little too small. I'm 23 years old and I'm too small for the carousel. Are you kidding? Yeah, so I would go to Disneyland and I would spend my day shopping. If I could have one day as an average height woman, that is what I would do. Do you ever wish you were average height? I'm not gonna lie, I have thought about it. I think like anybody, like we all think about what we don't have, right? It's like, oh, I wish that I could do this, or I wish I could do that. Like every single person on the face of the earth always wants what they don't have. And so yes, I would be lying to you if I did not say that yes, I have sometimes wished that I was average height. But I absolutely 120% am so blessed with the life that I've been given, and I would not have met all of my friends. I would not have had experiences like I've had. I would not have been able to represent my country in the pool with swimming, because if I was average height, I definitely would not have been a swimmer, but that is a conversation for another time. I've definitely thought about it from time to time, but I am so thankful for my life and for my dwarfism. So that's an answer to that. This is funny. How do you reach the top shelf at the grocery store? So that's actually a really good question, because 2 days ago I went grocery shopping and I needed something that was on the very top shelf, and I couldn't jump. There was no way I could have gotten what I needed, and so I actually had to go to the front of the store and ask the cashier lady to come and help me, which is kind of annoying sometimes because you have to ask for help and normally everyone else doesn't. And so sometimes, like on the days that I really wish that I didn't have to do that, if I see something that's up high, I just won't buy it because I just don't feel like asking for help because it's tiring. But the other day I really needed what I bought, and so I had to go to the front and ask the lady for help, and I said, hey, can you help me? I can't reach that. And she kind of looks at me and she's like, oh, okay, yes. And so she came and she helped me out, and she was really great. And I'm very grateful for people who offer to help. So I guess then to answer that question, I normally ask for help, or sometimes there's a stool there, or sometimes I'll climb on the shelves and get the thing. But normally I just have to ask for help, and it's just how it is. Okay, is there anything that dwarfism restricts? Foods, activities, sports, instruments. Very good question. Dwarfism actually probably restricts a lot, and it is fully dependent on the person. So I have been very fortunate that I have grown up playing sports and being really active, and so there has been things that's restricted me in a sense. Like, I'm not going to be the greatest basketball player, I'm not going to be able to dunk a ball, but I can still play basketball, so I guess yes, that's a bit of a restriction. I played soccer. I wasn't a fast runner, but I could still play, so yes and no. Instruments, I wanted to play the saxophone when I was in elementary school, but my hands are too small to reach the things that I needed to reach, so I had to play the clarinet. Was a little disappointed about that, but I could still play an instrument. So I guess it really depends. I believe that there's always a way that you can always find a way to do something if you really want to, but there are definitely restrictions, but that doesn't mean that you can't try it or that you won't be able to do it. It just might mean that it'll look a little bit different than the way that other people accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. Hope that answers that question. Can you name a really memorable and proud moment of your life as a dwarf? Yes, I can. I think one of the coolest and proudest moments I had was when I got to represent Canada at the 2011 Parapan Games, and I was standing on the podium and I had my bronze medal after I had swam the 100-meter breaststroke, and that was the first time I had represented Canada at that level. Made me like really appreciate my life, and if I wasn't a dwarf, I definitely wouldn't be swimming, and swimming has opened so many doors, and it's allowed me to travel, it's allowed me to represent my country. It's been one of the coolest just things that I've done in my life so far, and that definitely makes me really proud to be a person with dwarfism, because that also shows all the other little girls out there that you can achieve things if you want to. You can swim, you can climb mountains, you can drive cars, you can do this stuff. And then I'd say also that another proud moment would be just having this YouTube channel and just sharing about my life, sharing what I'm doing, sharing that you can do things, sharing that it's okay to have bad days, it's okay that I don't know, just some days are really hard, and that just happens, but then also that you can find good in things, and that you can shine your light into the world, you can help make it a better place, and I'm very proud of that. So that is something that I'm proud of. Okay, next one. Which organizations would you recommend to donate to in regards to dwarfism? So I would definitely 100%, I'm a bit biased to this. Little People of British Columbia is a fantastic organization that is all about families, and it's all about awareness, and it's all about just providing a space for people with dwarfism to come, to talk with other little people, to meet new families, to just share experiences, and just to have a kindred community. So definitely little LPBC, but then also LPA does a great job, and I'll link both those sites down below, so if you feel led to donate, go ahead and do that. What do you think about typecasting people with dwarfism in movies / TV shows? That's a really good question. It really depends on the show, and because usually little people are most often cast as the character that provides the comedic relief, and that's not always the case. So it really depends, and I know there has been some shows that have done a really great job portraying people with dwarfism and giving actors with dwarfism legit roles, and so I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, it really depends on the show and the tone. But little people are usually the butt of every joke in movies when they're used, so that's, yeah. That's how I'll answer that one.
Okay.
So this will be the last question. What can I do to help you? So how you can help me and so many other people is you can just take what you've learned and you can spread awareness. You can teach, you can speak out in whatever capacity you're able to, and that will go such a long way, because I can only talk so much, and we all know I can talk, but it's only gonna go so far, but the more and more people that choose to help educate and just spread awareness, the greater the impact. And that would really mean a lot to me, and it would mean a lot to my friends as well. And so that is one way that you can help me, and that would be pretty cool. Also, you can like and subscribe and do all the typical YouTube things and whatever people do, but definitely just take all this information and go and spread it to the world, and we can help make the world brighter. So that would be really great. And thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for listening throughout this month. Honestly, thank you. And you guys are super great. Don't forget to grab your merch, and that's all I had to say. And we will see you again next time on another episode of This Little.
No one's stopping me now. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me